Hey lovelies, welcome back. If you are new to my channel, hi, I'm Yasmin. Welcome to today's video. Thank you for tuning in. I know there's probably hundreds of videos you could be watching right now, but you're watching mine and I really do appreciate it. So for today's video, it has been requested that you guys wanted to see a how to start a business video. If you guys do not know me, my name is Yasmin. I do have a YouTube channel, but I also have, well, this is my YouTube channel. I do makeup videos and such, but I also started my own boutique, So Posh Boutique. I started it back in May of this year. And it's been a long couple of months since my boutique, and I've learned a lot. So pretty much for this video, I just wanted to sit here and give you guys some advice, like where to start. Like I know a couple of you wanted to had some questions, and you guys want to start a business, have a business, but you don't know how to get up and running. You don't know where to start. You don't know how to do certain things. So I just wanted to show you guys what I did and give you some advice on how to start and where to begin. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. So for this video, I'm gonna try to squeeze in as much as possible. I don't want this video to be so long. There are different parts that I could do. I could do like a marketing section and a labeling section, like type of videos instead of putting it all in one, because I think that's a lot. So I'm just gonna start with the basic, how to start your business, how to get it up and running, what you need to do, what you need to figure out. So the first thing that I did when I wanted to start my business was I grabbed a notebook. So this is my notebook. My boyfriend actually bought this for me. It says Dream Big right here, and it has it's blue and it has these, it's not lined or anything, so I'm able to like write however I want or like doodle or whatever. This is the one I have. It looks like I haven't written anything, but I have. There's like a lot in here. But this is the one I have. I use this for myself to take notes and find some more advice like throughout YouTube, Instagram. I message people, things like that. That way I knew where to start because I had no idea where to start. So you could just like go on YouTube and be like, how to start a business, how to start my small business, like, or any other like specific questions like, what do I need to start a business, like things like that. So you can totally do that as well. That's what I did, and I first got a notebook. So after that, the first thing that I want to let you guys know is it's going to be a long journey. It's going to be rough. It's going to be expensive. But if you truly believe in your dream and you truly want them to come true and you really do believe in yourself and are motivated, you can totally do it. So let's start with the very, very first thing after your notebook. So the first thing, obviously, you want to start a business. You want to start a business of something. So that all depends on you. You can totally, there's like so many things that you can start a business with. You can do like what I did. You could do clothing. You could just do like accessories. You could be shoes. Or you can move over to like makeup, or if you want to do like Etsy style, like if you guys want to make or like create things, you know, arts and crafts, or like, you know, made at home type of things like plants, or I don't know, some other at home stuff, invitations, cakes, things like that. So you can totally do that. So as long as you know what kind of business you're trying to go for, you're pretty much, that's where you're gonna start. So for me, obviously, I want to do a clothing boutique because clothing is like my life. I love clothing. Obviously, I love makeup as well, but when it comes to like a business standpoint, I would think I would have more fun in clothing. So that's what I did. So after you figure out what kind of business you want to do, that is when you try to figure out like your business name and the aesthetic that you want for your business. Of course, if you want a certain, like if you want makeup or like clothing or whatever, you have to make sure you have an aesthetic and you know, like what your brand is about. So for me, I have So Posh Boutique. I went through so many names on what I wanted my boutique name to be, but I knew for sure that I wanted it to resemble kind of like what I am here on YouTube. On YouTube, I'm Yas So Lovely, so I wanted to have something that also spoke to my, I guess, to myself as a YouTuber, as an Instagrammer, as an influencer, I guess, if I can say that. But so that's what I thought of So Posh, because obviously the so in my name is so lovely. So I'm like, what can I use my name to like make it more like, oh, this is my boutique, this is clothing, which would be So Posh. So that's where my name came from, So Posh Boutique, and that's why I feel like I love it so much, and I love the aesthetic of it. I feel like it's very modern but girly at the same time, and I love that about it. Of course, I'm always tweaking it and trying to figure out ways on how I can make it different, but that's where I started. So yeah, just stick to yourself, stick what you think that you truly love. Oh, obviously stick to something that you truly believe in and you're just like, yes, I want this to be my aesthetic, this is me, especially that. Make sure that it's you and that it's nobody else's idea, it's just yourself. Of course, there's so many boutiques, there's so many businesses out there, and there's only so much you can do, but you know, just try to like take some of that and like twist it and kind of make it your own. So that's pretty much what I did. Going back to like the aesthetic part, you also have to find out like the font of everything. So I think font is very important. Like when you look at a business, you can tell what, you know, that is that store. Like Forever 21 has that very like slim, like black, you know it's Forever 21. Or like Tilly's, you know the font of Tilly's. Victoria's Secret, like you guys know the font, you guys know the color, you guys know all behind that, like you'll be able to tell like that's that store. So that's also really important. For me personally, I wanted something that was modern but slim but kind of fun, so that's why I have my font, and I wanted to have something in the background. Originally I wanted to have like a, I don't know, I'm really into like a hexagon shape, but I couldn't find any hexagon shapes. But I'm also into like a white brick. I love white brick. I think a white brick is very feminine but very rustic at the same time, and that's what I wanted for my boutique. I wanted something like cute but fun but rustic at the same time, so that's what I did for mine. So yeah, whatever you guys like, make sure it's you, make sure you stick to it. Of course you can always tweak it every now and then. I know a lot of brands, they like rebrand and stuff whenever they want to stay up with the trends or want to try something new. Totally do that as well, but of course make sure you stick to yourself, true to yourself. That's what I meant. So now that you figured out what kind of business, what name, what aesthetic you want to do, I guess the next step would be to figure out if you want to be an online business only, or if you want to have like a in-store, like walk-in store, or you want to have both. For me, obviously I did online because in my location, I don't think I was ready to have an in-store, because I don't know how everybody's going to feel. I don't know how everybody's going to like the aesthetic or the clothing pieces. But you can always do online first. I always think online is probably better, unless you know for sure that, you know, there's no, you know, like in my area there are clothing stores, not quite like mine at all, I would say, but they're, you know, also the traffic. I don't think I would have enough traffic for my store, but I guess you guys can always figure out what your location is, what kind of traffic you have. I guess the population would probably help. Also the amount that you're going to spend on having an actual in-store, like versus an online store, you obviously you're going to pay your wholesale, you're going to pay for tags, you're going to pay for the shipping supplies, you're going to pay for the website. But when it comes to in-store, you're going to pay for all the labels, all the sensors, the hangers, the clothing as well, the racks. You're going to pay the rent for the building, you're going to pay electric, you're going to pay the water, you're going to pay for a register. Like you need to figure out how you're going to get that, and it's a lot more expensive than it is to start online. So I would say start online first and see how it goes, and of course save money or whatever, and hopefully your business goes a little, you know, goes very well to where you can actually have an online store. That's kind of my dream, is to hopefully have an actual like walk-in store and online at the same time. I think that'll be fun. So when it comes to having an online store, you have a lot of options. There are different website creators that you can do. They all have their own fees, and you know, they all have different ways on how you can create the website. For me personally, I chose Shopify. I think that's the easiest one, and I think it's the most affordable, and it comes with a lot of stuff. Mine comes with like coupon codes and gift cards, and you know, I'm able to create the website the way I want. You can also purchase layouts on there too, but I decided to kind of create my own and maybe buy one later, but right now I'm kind of creating my own and trying to see what I could do with it. You can also do GoDaddy.com. I don't know about the fees on there, but you can totally check that out. I think Wix is also a website creator. There's so many other ones, but these are the like popular ones. So if you guys are trying to do an online store, definitely check those out. For me personally, again, I would do Shopify, because I think Shopify is great. You can print your own labels on there, like your shipping labels. You buy them and they print off your printer or little. There's like a different printer. I have to talk about that in a different video. But you can print them off of there too. It's such a great website. It's easy, and you learned it like that. Like it's so easy. I think you guys would really like that one, so I definitely recommend Shopify. Another piece of advice that I would like to give you guys, if you're trying to do an online store, so there's two different ways you can go about this. You can go and actually get a seller's permit or an EIN number, which is pretty much like your business license, and your TPT license, which lets you buy wholesale without paying taxes. So you pretty much pay the wholesale price. So you guys can do that, or you can just sell items just off your Instagram, off your Facebook. You know, you can also do that as well. I think you can also have a website, but you know, I think if you get a business license and a TPT license, that gives you more access to more exclusive like websites and wholesale vendors that you cannot get if you don't have a seller's permit, that's why I got mine. I wanted to make sure I went and found products and was able to have that access to find the jewelry and the clothing and everything. I wanted the exclusive ones, and I wanted to make sure I found pieces that not everybody's gonna have. You know what I mean? Obviously the trends are gonna be the same, but nobody's gonna have the same exact pieces. Does that make sense? So that's why I really like getting in. Also, I made it very real to me. Like I have my actual business license, and I have it put away, but I actually have one. And that gives me a lot of access, because a lot of the vendors, online or whatever, or on these websites that I shop at, they will not let you even look at the pieces unless you fill out a form and give them your business number and all that stuff. Who's calling me? Sorry for the interruption. My mother kept calling me, so I had to go see what she needed. But anyways, moving on. So when starting your business, I totally advise you to not go too crazy because having the business can either go both ways. It can either be amazing and you'll thrive and you'll pick up like this, or it might not be as fast as you might not grow as fast as you think that you might. So I would start small with like 10 to 15 pieces and see how you do. Also, when you mention, or what is the word I'm thinking of? When you let everybody know that you're launching your business, I would suggest maybe, sneak peeking like a piece or two just to get everybody excited, like a few weeks or a few days before your actual launch. That's what I did. I started releasing some pieces like the week before. So that actually creates like excitement and everybody's ready and everybody knows like, oh my God, this is cute. Oh my God, I like this or I like this. Then they start thinking, oh my God, their launch day is this. I have to buy this. So that's a good thing to do too. So when it comes to the website, you need to figure out also how you're going to accept payment. Are you going to do PayPal? Are you going to do cards? The good thing about Shopify is that it kind of has it like set up already to take all different sorts of payments, all different sorts of cards. It takes PayPal, Venmo, things like that, and it gets sent to your own account. That's a great option as well. And you also need to figure out how you're going to handle returns and exchanges. So I know right now with COVID and everything, a lot of people are like, there's like delays on that, or people aren't really into that. But for me personally, I still take returns and exchanges. If obviously something doesn't fit, I'll take it. But you need to set up a way to where your customers can easily read the return and exchange policy. Because I know a lot of places, especially where I used to work, I used to work for Styles for Less, which they're not in business anymore. But I know that a lot of people were not happy with the exchange only policy. They did not like that. And it's kind of hard, especially when you're shopping online, to know what size exactly you are. So it's good to have that in case, some people are iffy about shopping online. That way they know, oh, okay, I can still return my item, I can still change it, and they can still get their money back. So definitely think about that as well, at least for like clothing and makeup maybe. I don't know about other sorts of businesses, but for sure like clothing and makeup, I think that'll be something that you guys really need to look at and, think about what you think is best for you and your business and your customers and making sure that they're happy as well. So when it comes to tags and private labeling, I'm not going to go too much into it, but I can give you some advice on how I made my thank you cards and the tags that I have for my clothing and my for my business. So I go to canva.com, and Canva, you have to make an account. You don't have to pay for it, but there are exclusive like features when you pay for it. But Canva is a really great website to create your logo. You can also use that logo and download the picture, and you can upload it to this website. I use Vistaprint. Vistaprint is a great website to make thank you cards, business cards, tags, hang tags, greeting cards. They're a great website, and they're pretty affordable. They obviously send it to you in bulk depending on how many you want, depending on the size, depending on the if you want a glossy or matte, and they put the hang tags in different shapes. You want a round, you want regular like rectangle. They do all that too. So you guys can totally check that out as well. I find it a great website for that in case I want to like change up my font or like change up, my branding in general. I'm definitely going to go back on there. That's where I got all my thank you cards and all that stuff. So definitely check that out as well. If you guys have no idea where to get tags and thank you cards, you obviously can create it on Canva and then upload it to Vistaprint and you can make your own. Another thing that I think you guys should definitely try out is reaching out to other influencers like on Instagram, especially smaller ones. That has been working for me. I find I have a lot of girls out there who I have been working with on Instagram that are very, 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 very sweet. I love working with each and every one of them. I just have a lot of love for them and I appreciate them, especially because my business is so small. It's like microscopically small. Like it's so small. So I just appreciate anybody who just says, yes, send me clothing. Yes, I want to try it. Yes. I just get really excited and I genuinely appreciate them. And just every yes and every time I see somebody wearing my clothing or talk about it or see it in a video, it makes me so happy. Like my heart flutters and it just gives me that little bit of hope and motivation to keep going because, that's like my dream. Like they're wearing my pieces. You know what I mean? So it just makes me happy. So I definitely recommend reaching out to some influencers, Instagrammers, and being like, hey, I'm a small business owner. I'm trying to get my name out there. Some of them depend. Some of them charge a fee, some don't. You can send them a few pieces or send them PR, or just send them one piece and a clothing accessory just for like a post, or what are the requirements for a video. It all depends on the influencer and who you're trying to reach out to. Obviously the ones that don't charge a fee are great, especially when you're a small business, because you're sending them pretty much a lot of free product, and that comes out of your own pocket that you are not selling, obviously, because you can't sell it, you're giving it away. But that also helps bring in that revenue and brings in that traffic and bring in that people that don't know about your business and didn't know you even existed in the first place. So the more influencers, I feel like they have all this demographic like from all over the place. Like I have girls from California, I have girls from Indiana, I have girls from Idaho, I have girls from like everywhere. So Arizona, you know, like they're just everywhere. So definitely reach out to different demographics and different influencers, big or small. I'm pretty sure, I mean, in my experience, when I try to reach to higher influencers, they're not going to respond. So that's why I always say reach out to like your smaller ones. Plus, if we're kind of helping each other anyway, like I know the girls that I'm working with, I know that if they're going to grow, I'm going to grow. Therefore, if I'm going to grow my business, they're going to grow with me. Like they're going to be on that website. They're going to be on that Instagram page. Like if my boutique blows up one day, they're going to be on there. They're going to blow up with me because I'm taking them with me, you know, because they helped me reach that point. They helped me achieve my dreams. And I don't know how I would ever repay them if that were to ever happen, but I would definitely take them with me. There is no, oh my God, I did this myself. I totally didn't do it myself. Obviously, I bought the clothing. Obviously, I sent the items. I started this business, but I didn't do it myself, if that makes sense. So a lot of the girls especially, I'll like put their names right here and show you guys who they are because they're really sweet. Definitely check them out. They're very sweet girls, very supportive, definitely. Like it's really hard to find genuine supportive females out there supporting other females. Like that's so sad to say, but it really is. So definitely check them out. I definitely recommend them, and a few of them have channels as well, or if they just have their IG, so you can definitely check them out too. But they're amazing. I wouldn't have wanted to collab with anybody else. And just to answer a few of your guys' questions, since we're almost towards the end of the video, I know one of the questions was, what was the hardest thing that I learned about starting my own business? So starting my own business, it's very expensive, for sure. Especially for me personally, I didn't take out a loan. I had some money saved up. You can totally take out a business loan, take out a loan, whatever you need, a bunch of credit cards, whatever you're gonna do to I definitely don't recommend any of those, but everything that I bought, all down to the packaging, down to the clothing, to the website, everything came out of my own money in my own pocket. I didn't get a loan. I didn't have anybody pay for me. I didn't go get credit cards. I didn't do any of that. I did it all on my own, and I think that's why I'm not growing as fast, because I'm not getting as many new arrivals as a regular clothing boutique should. But I am paying it out of my own pocket, so that's why it's taking me a long time. But yeah, so definitely, I think that's what I learned, is that it's really not. I'm not growing as fast as I thought I would, and I'm not growing as fast as I would like to. But I'm genuinely trying my best with what I have, especially with the money that I have, with the products that I have, trying to sell it. I'm trying my best on that part, but that's really hard, and that's a realization that I should have had, and I'm trying to let you guys know that it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be very hard, for sure. But I have my days where I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I want to stop. I just want to give up. I don't want to do this anymore. You know, this is pointless. There's no point in me doing this. I'm not doing anything with it, you know. But I'm trying my best to not do that, because I want to look back at this in like a few years from now and be like, oh my God, imagine if I stopped. Oh my God, imagine if I, just like called it quits and just been like, I don't want this anymore. When I genuinely, I still want it. It's just difficult, man. It's hard, especially that motivation. And like, I have people behind me supporting me, but not a lot of people. And it's hard, but I'm trying to support myself mentally. And I do have supporters, of course, but not as many as I thought I would. But I do appreciate the ones that I do have, though. But it's kind of hard, especially for me personally, having a clothing boutique versus all the other clothing stores that everybody is shopping at right now, like Shein, Fashion Nova, Romwe, Forever 21, things like that. Those are my competitors, and that's really hard, especially because they're way up here, and I'm not even in the, I'm not up here. I'm not in their level. I'm like way down here. Like I am not even part of those levels. Like I'm not Boohoo, I'm not PLT, I'm not Opali, I'm not Princess Polly, I'm not any of those. One day I wish I could be that. One day. And I am manifesting that. One day I'll be up there and my business will be up there, and hopefully that happens. And then another comment that I got, or question I guess I should say, is, you know, don't be afraid if you think your business is gonna blow up like overnight, or if you're not gonna keep up with orders. If that ever happens to you, oh my God, that is a blessing. Definitely a blessing. And if that happens, you know, don't be frustrated. Don't get like that. That means it's a good thing, and it's a great thing that that's happening to you. So I definitely wish that for everybody who's going to start a business. I definitely wish for an overnight like blow up. I wish you all the best. I wish you guys have so many orders that you guys are just overwhelmed, you know, in a good way, not in a bad way. But definitely, of course, getting orders fast is, you know, important. But, you know, if you guys get lots of orders and you just feel like, oh my God, like this is happening, enjoy the moment, live in the moment. Because I remember that's how I felt on the first launch day. I had a lot of orders. I felt overwhelmed, but in a good way. And that's, you know, I guess that's what I can give you. If that happens to you, I mean, just live in it. It's going to feel good. And, you know, maybe one day you're going to have to get used to it, right? If your business blows up like crazy, you're going to have lots of orders eventually. All right, so that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know it wasn't everything that I could cover, but if you guys do want another part, like a marketing section or the supplies that you need or things like that, or anything specific, definitely let me know. Or even like where to search for like vendors. I can definitely do videos like that too. So in case you guys are interested, please let me know in the comment section down below. Please like the video, share it. I hope this helps somebody in some way. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget to check out my website, soulfashionboutique.shop, down below. I have the link down below, and also have my lovely influencers and my Instagrammers who help support my business as well down below. That way you guys can check them out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!